Good morning, class 6. How are you guys doing? I guess you all are doing great, good and fine, and healthy and rocking. Enjoyed your Durga Pujas, then you enjoyed your Diwali, and now it's your time for Chhat, which is going on right now. So today is, um, what to say, today is Friday, and today is the 20th. So you are enjoying in that, you're already in that honor of the Chhat Puja, and hope God blesses you. I wish and I pray that you all are blessed and taken care of with you and your whole family during this Chhat festival. Okay, so enjoy yourselves, best of luck. But we are here on SSC today. We'll be on chapter 184 page, 213, social and political life on SSC. We will be on the local self-government in urban areas. So I'm going to just give you a briefing about it in my videos. You have to read and do your homeworks. Okay, so that's your job which you have to do, which you will be taking care of yourself. Local self-government in areas. 213, was that it? Uh, yes, the local self-government in urban areas. Okay, so let's start without wasting too much of time. So, what is this local self-government in urban areas? Urban are the city areas, and local self-governments in the villages are called, in the lower level, the panchayats. So, and the local self in the urban is, rural is in your village, and urban is in the cities, and central is in the capital. Okay. So that is how it is done. So let's begin. Local self-government in the rural areas, in the urban areas. What does this tell us about? Okay, let's see. So we have here urban self-governing bodies. What are the bodies which govern the urban areas? Urban self, they do it themselves. The state gives them the power sharing and they do it. The municipal corporation, the municipal committees, cantonment board, port of trust, and improvement board. These are the things which we have. Under this comes the municipal corporation first, then the municipal council, then the Nagar Panchayat. You have the village panchayat, the Gram Panchayat, and this is in the Nagar, the city, it's called the Nagar Panchayat. There are the three-tier local bodies of urban areas. So we go to the municipal corporation, it's called the Nagar Nigam. Okay? And a municipal corporation meaning is actually an elected body that is responsible for running the civic affairs of a large city and looking after various needs of the people who live there, is called the municipal corporation or the Nagar Nigam. The constitution lists 18 subjects in the 12th schedule which states the duties that the municipal bodies need to complete. These include town planning, roads, water supply, public health, etc., etc., etc. It is seen in cities with more than 10 lakh population. Where there are more than 10 lakh people, a municipal corporation has to be set up, and it is called a city or town. Now, a municipal corporation, what is the composition of it? As I said, a municipal corporation and the part 1. Okay. Then it has the tributaries or the branches. Municipal corporation is the main tree. Now the general council, the mayor, the standing committee, and the municipal commissioner. Okay. Then we have the municipal corporation composition. Right. So I said, what did I say? General council. So in the general council, what do we have? The first part is the general council. So in the general council we have, general council has members called as municipal councillors. These councillors are elected by registered voters within the municipal area. You have councillors in your area, right? Some seats are reserved for SCs and STs, that is the scheduled caste and the scheduled tribes, in proportion to their population, and at least 1/3, that is out of the 3 parts, 1 part seats of the total number of seats are reserved for women. The number of councillors depend upon the population of the city. In addition to elected members, the council also has an alderman, who are important and respected persons of the city, the aldermen. They are usually elected by councillors. The term is 5 years. In the case of dissolution or something happens of the election, would be compulsory to be held within 6 months. If it breaks down, suppose it's not working, if it breaks down, people are not getting the actual issue out of it, or the problems are not being solved, so it gets dissoluted. It breaks up, and then it has to be compulsory within 6 months to again have a re-election. Otherwise, it goes till 5 years. Okay. Next is municipal corporation. We had the municipal council, the general council, and under the municipal council, still the general council is going on. We have the mayor, right? That's what I said. General council I told you, now we are going to go to the mayor. Municipal councillors elects mayor and deputy mayor from among themselves. Mayor is generally elected annually. In some states, the mayor is elected by general voters, and in that case, he would have a term of a 5-year term. The mayor of that city. Or the municipal councillors who have been elected from their area, they decide among themselves, or they vote among themselves for a mayor. If a mayor stands in some states, the mayor is elected by general voters. There's a voting for the municipal elections for the mayor also, by the normal people. And that mayor will stay for 5 years. Otherwise, he is going to stay for 1 year. Functions of the mayor: he is the first citizen of the city, as the prime minister is the first person of the city and the first man of the city, and the president is also of the country. And the prime minister and the president, like this, the CM is the first person of the state, the mayor is the first person of the city. Decides agendas for the meetings, presides all the meetings of the corporation, coordinates with all the departments, acts as a link between corporation and the state government. Okay. Then we come to the standing committee. Standing committee handle the different departments like health, finance and taxation. The standing committee. That is their job. Now there's a committee. The mayor is not going to do all the job, isn't it? And so the standing committee, number 3, standing committee handle the different departments like health, finance and whatever taxes coming in. Now the 4th one, the municipal commissioner or the CEO of the corporation. Okay, chief executive officer. Municipal commissioner is elected by the state government or the union government for a term of 5 years. By the state, not by the municipal corporation. It's either they have been elected by the state government or the union government. Functions: he heads and controls the administration of the corporation as instructed by general council. Gets the projects implemented. Commissioner acts as a secretary to the general council and maintains records to the properties, meetings, etc., taxes or whatever is coming in. He is to take care of everything. He is also the custodian, guardian of all the records and personal files of all staff members of the corporation. Now, functions of the municipal corporation. There is one obligatory, compulsory, which is compulsory, it's obligatory. And one is a discretionary. Discretionary is optional. You can either do it or not do it. One is obligatory, they have to do it. One is you can do it or it can be overlooked. Now, obligatory functions. What are the obligatory functions? The obligatory functions are of the municipal corporation. They have to do it. Public health and sanitation, electricity and water supply, education and sports, public works, that's infrastructure, roads, slum development, taking care of the everything whatever there is in the city, record of births and deaths. You have those birth certificates, municipality birth certificates you get, then only your ration card gets ahead, you get your Aadhaar card, you have to have that certificate. Then they have miscellaneous functions as fire services, burial grounds, everything. There are things there that is obligatory, they have to take care of. I'll come back in the next video and I'll talk about what is the discretionary, or optional, which is there. Okay.